Hey there, Mustachios. I heard you wanted a loadout video. Well, we're here at RCA. Let's take a look at my gear. So, first of all, I just want to say all of these gear picks are my own opinion. I go to a lot of Milsim events. I also go to regular game days over at Ballahack, at the Swamp. I'm currently here at an amazing indoor field. So, all of this stuff is general purpose for me. What works for me may not work for you. So, I'd say shop around, give other stuff a shot, but at least I can give you information on what I've got. So in this video, we're kind of go head to toe on a lot of the gear. That way we keep everything streamlined. So starting with the second most important thing to have for Airsoft, we have our helmets. This specifically is a Nobrich Advanced helmet. I love this thing. I really do. It has great retention in here. If you do buy a helmet, make sure that it has some kind of swivel retention system. Next, up on the helmet, I have this brain sploder mount for my GoPro. These things are awesome. It mounts your GoPro upside down at the perfect angle. So if you're looking to get into YouTube or something like that, then these are awesome. On the top, we have a red light. This is especially useful for when you go to Milsim events and you're playing in the dark. For people to see you when you're dead, you just press this button and it sits there and blinks red. People can also see it under IR and night vision. Moving on to the sides, we have arc rails and Walker Slims that I had to basically mutilate to mount to this. It can use the Peltor Comtac system to mount it to the sides, and they will swivel down and clip back into place. Not only does it act as actual hearing protection, but it also acts as a way to stabilize your helmet, especially if you're wearing knots, which I have used with this helmet, by the way. They worked really, really well. On the back, we have space for an X-Fog unit. I use those all the time. I always keep two on me. I just run the little tubes all the way around to the front, click them into my goggles that y'all saw earlier. And we have a custom scrim on top. This scrim, I got it from a buddy of mine who specifically makes these. So I asked him to make me one, only like 10 bucks or so. And inside the actual scrim, you have a multicam cover. This is specific to Nobrich as well. You can buy these on his website. But as far as helmets go, this thing is super comfortable. It's awesome, great retention. You can use it with nods, which is obviously a plus, especially if you go to a Milsim event. Next up on the list is something that actually goes on the backside of the helmet, and it's something that I talked about earlier, which is a Nobrich anti-fog system. This is honestly, in my opinion, one of the better ones on the market. I, as you can tell, have modified it a little bit. These are the original tubes for it. These actually blow air through it and into your goggles. Now, on the end of it is X-Fog specific tubing. It's a bit smaller in diameter, but in specific, it fits into most of the adapters that you can use for some of your goggles, just like that. Now, speaking about the goggles, the reason why I said the helmet was the second most important thing, because you do want to protect your noggin, but you also don't want to lose an eye. So you obviously have to have some kind of eye protection. And what I use are the ESS suppressor frames. Now, I like the suppressor frames specifically because they have all this give to the leg, the arm of the goggles. Now, the reason why I like that is because I do wear ear protection, and I'll have a lot of ear fatigue if I had some of the larger arms that are, way stiffer. Now, if you do get suppressor frames, make sure you get a retention strap. Most fields will not allow you to just wear suppressor frames without the retention strap. Now, on the front, we have copper lenses. These are high vis, high contrast. They help me more. So, I mean, in specific for you, you might like a different version of the lenses. Moving on to the inside, these are X-Fog specific frames for the ESS suppressors. Now, these work phenomenal. This is what I use on every single field that I go to, and especially during mil sims, because I don't want huge goggles on my face. Moving on to the lower portion of my face is the MB Tactical Fortis mask. This is a V2. This covers your nose and everything. This sits directly on your face, and I kind of like it because you can kind of see the mustache through it. Now, there's two ways to wear this. You can use a nylon strap that goes through each end of it, here and here, and you can kind of like wear it like a COVID mask almost, bringing it over your ears and stuff like that. That's not my preferred way to use it. I use the MB Tactical specific baklava, and that actually sits on the inside. It has enough retention to make it sit where you want it to sit. Now, the reason why I wear this is because we go to very long mil sims. Say it's 9 hours into the day and we're still playing airsoft and we're sitting down, we're trying to have a bite to eat or something. I want to have to take off a whole thing for my lower face mask. So I kind of just take this guy out, set it on the ground, eat my MRE or whatever the heck I'm eating, and good to go from there. So moving on to what y'all kind of all been waiting for is the plate carrier here. We have a K0 by Agilite. It's probably one of the most comfortable plate carriers you can buy besides the K19. The K19 is pretty comfortable too. Now, a little word to the wise, I have this set up for myself for all-purpose gameplay. Obviously, milsim, indoor, outdoor, whatever I need, this thing does for me. So starting off at the top here, we have the Tigrit Outdoors PTT system. This directly connects into your Walker headset, right here into the 3.5 millimeter jack. Now, I like this thing because I can move my head around and it's not going to get in the way of a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. Some of the other PTTs that come or that you can get with the Walker headsets, they kind of tie you to the headset. So that's why I really like this. It's really quick. Take it right out and you're good to go. Plus, the button sounds pretty good too. A little tactile there, nice and crispy. Moving down the plate carrier on the front side, we have our GoTac system. We run ATAC for all of our milsim events. So this is a must for me. This gives me so much information from every single member that we have in our squad. And we can also message each other in case our comms go down. A little side note, if you know what that is, you know what that is. If you don't, then you don't. Moving down, we have the pincer placard. Word of the wise, keep your mags in there if you do buy this thing. Because if you don't, you can try to pick up your mag and it's going to pick up your whole plate carrier. So when you're trying to wear this and you're trying to take this thing out, you're going to rip your plate carrier up and almost suffocate yourself. So just put your mags in there, leave them in for a little while, it'll stretch out and do what it needs to do. Going down from there is also another piece of Agilite gear is our admin pouch. Now, I absolutely love this addition to my plate carrier. It carries everything that I need it to. I've got snacks in here, I've got a kill card, I've got some maps, all the admin stuff that I could possibly need and have quick access to, it does it. On the sides of the admin pouch, I have a Agilite pistol pouch. I have an Agilite pistol 9mm pouch that holds my high kappa mags for my pistol. On the side, I have a Streamlight red light / white light. Now, this is very important to me because if you go out to a night game for milsim and stuff like that, most of them require you to have a red light on you. That way you can see, or even a white light. So this is perfect for me. You can recharge it from the bottom here and you turn it on. It'll be red, you hold it and it'll be a white light. On the bottom, we have just one of your regular Amazon pouches for your belly pouch. This kind of carries just the random things that I need, dead rag, grenades. It kind of does everything. I actually have a patch in here too. It's kind of weird. Moving over here to the side where we have our radio and everything. This is a Pofeng Baofeng medium gridlock. I had to look it up because I forgot where I bought it from. These are really cool. So if you're running a UV9R or something like that, you can gain access to it because you do have dual channels on them. That actually lays down, that way you can have quick access to change your channel or anything like that. And that's really important to me because I usually run leadership roles as in squad lead, XO, CO, what have you. Putting that back up and moving on, everybody needs hydration. If you don't have hydration on the field, you're doing something wrong, okay? So I found this Source 1 liter. It takes 2 regular water bottles. You open it up, you pour your 2 water bottles in, and I can do that myself. I mean, albeit like stretching and stuff like that to try to get to it, but I can do it myself, and it's just important to stay hydrated. So that's why I keep that on there. Moving to the back, we have a Faro Concepts back placard. Now this, I use this in specific to like feeding my teammates. I keep all of my excess mags here. These are all buddy mags. They're all loaded. We all use the same weight BBs and stuff. That way somebody can just come up, go into my pack, grab a mag, and then they're good to go. I don't even know these are here half the time. In the top pouch, I keep like grenades and ordnance and all that other fun stuff up here. This is also for my teammates because I can only keep 2 grenades on me just in general. Moving to the side, we have a 511 admin pouch. Now, I keep this here for specifically my Odin speed loader. I have to have my Odin speed loader on me. A lot of my guns, they shoot very fast, and I use a lot of BBs. So that's why I use this. It fits in there almost perfectly. It sits in there like that. Now, if you've never used an Odin, they're bar none. You have to have one, especially if you're going to a Milsim event or something. This one has the suppressor foam and stuff like that inside. That way, when you put BBs in this, it's not like rattling around and making a ton of noise. So that's pretty much it for the plate carrier. Now we're going to move on to our belt. So moving on to our belt here, our combat belt, we have another Agilite product. As you can tell, I really do like Agilite. This is the Agilite Magnetics belt. The reason why I'm showing you this side is because if you could tell, there's 2 dimples here. These are really, really strong magnets. The inner belt has adverse magnets to these. And when you go to put this belt on, it actually snaps into place, so you get a good fit every single time. This little flange here just helps keep a lot of the rigidity, so when you do put it in there, the whole thing is going to be secured around your body. Moving on to the pouches that we have are more Agilite stuff. These are the 9mm pistol pouches. Now, I like to carry a multi-tool on me at everywhere I go. If I have a malfunction out on the field, I will use this to fix my gun or fix somebody else's gun and stuff like that. I do keep a regular pistol pouch or pistol mag. I do keep a regular pistol mag in this pouch here. Moving further down the belt, we have 3 5.56, 5.11 pouches. These, I really do like these. They keep a lot of the rigidity when you first buy them, and they're slippery enough that when you do go to pull out your mag, it's not going to rip your belt up, kind of like the pincer placard or anything like that. So these are a really nice addition to this belt. Moving down the side, we have some just Amazon finds that I found, smoke grenade pouches in case I need them. I can fit an EG67 in here with I gotta stuff it in there, but it works. It does its job. Moving over to the side, we have a Novrich specific universal holster. This is specifically the Molly one. Now, the Molly one, you can mount it pretty much anywhere on Molly, just in general. Now, what I did is I took it from the original form and I flipped it. When I flipped it, it brings my universal holster down. That way I can have my pistol down a little bit further where, I would usually grab it, instead of having it way up here where, if I go like this, it's going to stab into my side or something. But yeah, that's basically it. These things are super simple. They're super streamlined. As you can tell, I really do like to keep my gear simple and as fast as I can possibly get it. Now, moving on to this thing. Y'all have probably been eyeballing this for a minute, so let's get into it. So, last but not least, we have my favorite part of the entire loadout, this absolute unit of a replica. This is a custom build from the Real Deal Airsoft. They put 1301 short stroke gears, a T238 brushless motor. It's this whole build is just ridiculous. 407 Type or inner barrel. We have the retro arms hop up unit with a R hop in it. This thing it slings 3.2s like nobody's business. Well, guys, that's pretty much the end of my video and everything that I have in my loadout. I'm hoping that's going to give you some kind of perspective on how you want to set up your stuff. And it all depends on where you want to play. In conclusion, though, I do really want to appreciate River City Airsoft here in Richmond, Virginia, for letting me come out here and film with this awesome backdrop. We're actually coming out here next weekend to play some indoor games. I'm bringing out a really cool replica, so stay tuned for that. And remember, guys, Airsoft is an honor sport.